Good morning, students. In the previous class, we have discussed about micro and megasporogencies. Now, let us see the difference between micro and megasporogencies. That is the part of chapter 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. So, let us see the difference between micro and megasporogenesis one by one. How we can differentiate between two steps? That is, first one is the microsporogenesis and the second one is the megasporogenesis. Difference, megasporogenesis. So first difference we can find out on the basis of definition only. What is microsporogenesis? The first one, the process of formation of microspores from microspore mother cell after meiosis division is called microsporogenesis. And here the same is the process of formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cell is called megasporogenesis. So once again we can differentiate microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis on the basis of definition. First, what is microsporogenesis? That you already know. The process of formation of microspores from microspore mother cell after meiosis division is called microsporogenesis. And what is megasporogenesis? The process of formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cell after meiosis division is called megasporogenesis. Now second difference on the basis of site. Microsporogenesis occurs inside pollen sac or microsporangium, and it occurs inside the nucleus of the ovule. Inside the nucleus, not nucleus, nucleus of the ovule. Third difference, during microsporogenesis there are 4 microspores produced from each microspore mother cell, and during megasporogenesis, you know well, only one is functional and 3 lost. Only one megaspore produced and 3 lost. And the fourth difference, microspores gives rise male gametophyte, that is pollen grain, and megaspores, that is functional megaspores, gives rise the female gametophyte, that is embryo sac. So there are 4 main differences between micro and megasporogenesis once again. So first difference on the basis of definition. What is microsporogenesis? So the process of formation of microspores from microspore mother cell after meiosis division is called microsporogenesis. And here the process of formation of megaspores from megaspore mother cell after meiosis division is called megasporogenesis. Second difference on the basis of site. Microsporogenesis occurs inside the pollen sac of the anther, okay, and megasporogenesis takes place inside the nucleus of the ovule. Third difference is microsporogenesis. During the process of microsporogenesis, 4 haploid microspores produced from each microspore mother cell, and during the process of megasporogenesis, only one functional megaspore produced and the 3 degenerates are lost. And the fourth difference is the fourth one, the microspores gives rise the male gametophyte, that is pollen grain, and the megaspores gives rise the female gametophyte, that is the embryo sac. So this is all about the difference between microsporogenesis and megasporogenesis. Now let us see the next topic, that is pollination and type of pollination. So what is pollination? You know in your classes, but here we have to read detail. Pollination. What is pollination? See, You know the structure of flower well, and there are four parts: sepals, petals, stamen, you can say calyx, corolla, and raceme and gynoecium. What is pollination? First, the process of transfer of pollen grains. The process of transfer of pollen grains. Transfer of pollen grains. That is male gametophytes. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma, from anther to the stigma of same flower are one flower to another flower of same species, one flower to another flower of same species is called pollination. You know simple definition of pollination. The process of transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma is called pollination. But in class 12, you have to know well, it is further classified into two types: self and cross pollination. What is pollination? So see the definition. The process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower. It is called self pollination. Or you can say one flower to other flower of same species is called the cross pollination. Okay, and the complete definition of pollination is the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower or one flower to other flower of same species is called pollination. When from anther to the stigma of from anther to the stigma of same flower, it is called self pollination, and when from one flower to other flower of same species, it is called cross pollination. So you can say the pollination further classified into two types: self pollination and cross pollination. Okay, self pollination and cross pollination. Pollination are of two types. Self pollination and cross pollination. First one is called self pollination, and second one is called the cross pollination. There are some more names of cross pollination, that is also known as the genogamy. Also known as the allogamy. There are two more names, that is genogamy and allogamy. So once again, what is self pollination now? Definition: the process of transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower is called self pollination. By making the flower, you can easily understand what is self pollination. So self pollination further classified into two types, that is known as autogamy and heterogamy. Autogamy, and second one is called the heterogamy. Okay, what is autogamy? See, suppose that this is the carpel. You all know already the structure of flower. This is the carpel. Okay, and this is the anther. Anther contains the pollen grain. Okay, so when the pollen grain is transferred from anther to the stigma of same flower, it is called autogamy and occurs on the same plant. Okay, now let us see what is heterogamy. In this case, the plant bears two types of flowers: male flower and female flower. So female flower bears only carpel but not stamen, and the male flower bears only stamen but not carpel. Okay, so what do you mean by the term heterogamy? In this case, the plant is same, but the plant bears two types of flowers, and in this case, the pollen grains transfer from one flower to other flower on the same plant. This is called heterogamy. Most of the plants shown autogamy and some plants shows geitonogamy. Examples is castor. In this case, there are two types of flowers bears on the same plant, and from male flower, pollen gene transfer from to the female flower that bears on the same plant. So you can say in case of autogamy, plant same, flower same, but in case of geitonogamy, plant same but flower different, and that bears on the same plant. Okay. Now second one, what is cross pollination? The process of transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of one flower to the process of transfer of pollen from one flower to other flower belong to same species is called the cross pollination. Cross pollination found in only all the plant that bears unisexual flowers shows cross pollination. And cross pollination further classified takes place by two agents, that is known as through biotic agents. Through biotic agents. And through second one, through abiotic agents. Through abiotic agents. So when pollen gets transferred from one flower to other flower by including living things, living item, it is called through biotic agent. And when pollen gets transferred from one flower to another flower by non-living things, it is called the abiotic agents. The most common biotic agents are insects. It is called entomophily. When it is bats, it is called chiropterophily. Okay, and when it is the snakes, it is called malacophily. Let us see the types of cross pollination. Cross pollination further classified into on the basis of the type of agent involved. Cross pollination. Cross pollination. What is cross pollination? The type of pollination in which transfer of pollen takes place from one flower to other flower of the same species. It's called cross pollination. One plant to other plant belongs to same species is called cross pollination. It occurs through biotic agents. Through biotic agents, and here through abiotic agents. Second one, through abiotic agents. Biotic means the living things are responsible for transfer of pollen from one flower to other flower belonging to same species. Okay, the most common biotic agents are insects. It is called the entomophily. Entomophily. When the insect involved in cross pollination, such type of pollination is called entomophily. And when birds involved, it is called the ornithophily. Ornithophily. Okay? And when bats involved, it is called chiropterophily. Chiropterophily. Okay? When snails involved, it is called malacophily. Malacophily. And so on. And the most common abiotic agents are water and wind. The most common abiotic agents are water. And when cross takes place with the help of water, it is called hydrophily. It is shown by all the aquatic plants. Hydrophily. And when cross takes place with the help of wind or air, it is called the anemophily. Anemophily. So this is all about the various types of pollination. So once again, what is pollination? The process of transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of same flower or one flower to other flower of same species is called pollination. When flowers same, it is called self-pollination, and when pollination occurs between two different flowers belong to same species, it is called cross-pollination. So this is all about pollination. Okay. Now second, see the next topic is what is inbreeding depression. What is inbreeding depression and what is outbreeding devices? Inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression. The state at which the fertility of the plant decreases due to self-pollination is called inbreeding depression. Let us see the definition of inbreeding depression. The state at which the state at which the fertility of the plant, the state at which the fertility of the plant decreases due to continued inbreeding. That means mating between the closely plants. Inbreeding is called inbreeding depression. It's called inbreeding depression. Inbreeding means mating between the closely related plants. Inbreeding. So what is inbreeding depression? The state at which the fertility of the plant decreases due to continued self-pollination is called inbreeding depression. Suppose that the plant is bisexual. That means it bears both androecium and gynoecium. And when for a long time, when the pollen grains of the stamen transferred many times on the stigma, one state will come, the fertility of the plant reduce, and this state is called inbreeding depression. Okay, and second topic is what is outbreeding devices. The mechanism which prevents self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination. This is called outbreeding devices. Okay, so once again, what is inbreeding depression? The state at which fertility of the plant decreases due to continued inbreeding is called inbreeding depression. Okay, and what do we mean by the term outbreeding devices? The various mechanism which prevent self-pollination to reduce what? Inbreeding depression. When there is cross-pollination, there will be no inbreeding depression. So what is inbreeding? What do we mean by the term outbreeding devices? The various mechanism which prevent self-pollination to avoid what? The inbreeding depression. The various mechanism which prevent self-pollination and promotes cross-pollination are collectively known as outbreeding devices. In the next class, we will discuss about detailed outbreeding devices. Thank you.